Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. Here are the stories that we're following today, September 5th, 2013. In the news from the Caribbean, a video of police arrest of a Nicaraguan woman causes stir in the Cayman Islands. Venezuelan President Maduro says a sabotage is to blame for the widespread power outages. Liet responds to the CPL complaints. And Suriname President Desi Bouterse breaks silence on the arrest of his son. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with zero out-of-pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with zero out-of-pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Emerald's Travel. In the Cayman Islands, a video of a controversial arrest of a Nicaraguan woman apparently showing the use of excessive force by police in the Cayman Islands is causing a stir following its publication online. Compounding local reaction to the incident involving restaurant manager Silvina Lewis is the audio recording, which indicates that the police involved were Jamaicans and not Caymanians. Dr. Frank McField, a former cabinet minister, was arrested along with Lewis and charged with resisting arrest and obstructing police following an incident at his restaurant in May last year, when officers from the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service tried to seize equipment being used to play music after midnight on a Sunday. The charges against McField were dismissed earlier this year when he successfully argued that the police should not have entered his premises to take anything without a warrant or without having made an arrest beforehand. At the time of the incident, the restaurant was closed to customers and McField and Lewis were hosting a private dinner party when police made the arrest. Even though the Crown has only the same evidence against Lewis as against McField, it has nevertheless continued with its prosecution of her. McField claims that the continued prosecution of Lewis is irreconcilable with the decision of the magistrate that the police had no lawful authority to seize the items that is alleged Lewis was seeking to protect when she got into a tussle with the police. McField has written to Chief Justice Anthony Smelly asking him to intervene in the ongoing and increasingly controversial case. The former minister said assault charges against Lewis cannot stand if her resistance was as a result of her lawful right to resist unlawful arrest and injury to her dignity, liberty, and health. Venezuela's main power distribution network failed Tuesday, depriving 70% of the country of electricity and creating traffic chaos in much of Caracas, which normally escapes such outages. Electrical Energy Minister Jesse Chacon said on state TV that the failure was in the backbone that carries electricity from the Bajo Caribe region, where 60% of Venezuela power is generated. President Nicolas Maduro said Tuesday night that 14 of 23 states lost power for much of the day and blamed sabotage, which he did not detail. He said service was progressively restored with some exceptions, including the oil-producing state of Zulia. Power that was lost at midday was restored in Caracas by nightfall. Despite possessing the world's largest proven oil reserves, Venezuela has been plagued in recent years by worsening power outages. They have, however, rarely affected metropolitan Caracas, home to more than 1/6 of the country's 28 million people. Maduro said the oil industry, the lifeblood of the economy, was not affected by the outage. He blamed the extreme right wing as he has in the past via Twitter. In an evening event broadcast on state TV, he claimed the outage was part of a low-level war on what his government refers to as the revolution begun by the late President Hugo Chavez, Maduro's political mentor. He provided no evidence of any sabotage. Maduro said he had ordered the military to protect the entire country. The capital's subway service was temporarily interrupted and authorities evacuated riders from several trains. Opposition politicians say the government, while spending billions on programs for the poor, hasn't invested sufficiently in the electrical grid and generating plans to keep up with growing demand. Authorities say delays in several initiatives designed to boost electricity output are partly to be blamed. Chacon, a longtime close aide to Chavez, was named energy minister after Maduro won election in April by a razor-thin margin. In the news from Antigua, the management of regional airline Liat said it is compelled to respond to Barbados Nation newspaper article of September 1st carried in the Sunday Sun entitled "Air Pain, Liat Cost Us Millions," says CPL founder, in order to clarify the involvement of Liat as it relates to the Caribbean Premier League. Liat said it was first contacted by CPL concerning the logistics of transporting their teams and crew in late July, and a meeting was held on July 25th, 5 days before the official start of the tournament. During that meeting, the CPL representatives indicated that they were seeking guarantees from Liat for timely transportation of players, crew, and baggage. Liat's representatives also noted that the only way to offer the guarantees that were being requested was to charter several aircraft, and at the time Liat was unable to offer these services as all aircraft were currently being utilized. Liat representatives indicated to the CPL team that with an event the size and magnitude of the CPL, contact should have been made with the airline several months in advance in order to set the necessary mechanisms in place for the management of the event. Reference was made to the 2007 Cricket World Cup and the fact that the International Cricket Council contacted airlines at an early stage and established an air transportation committee comprising Liat and other carriers. Separate and special arrangements were made to transport cricketers and baggage. At the end of that tournament, not a single cricketer was left behind and not one bag lost. In the case of the CPL event, cricketers were booked in the same manner as members of the traveling public, and contact with Liat was made only when there was a problem. In the article, the CPL official reportedly spoke of, and I quote, "the travesty of what we had to deal with in the transportation of players and equipment showing up 30 minutes before the game starts," without acknowledging that CPL chartered the services of another airline to transport players between Trinidad and Antigua. It is that flight which arrived 30 minutes before the commencement of the match on August 12th. Liat transported cricketers for all matches held in its network, and they arrived well in advance of the planned start time. Liat had indicated to CPL beforehand its limitation in transporting bags for the players. In Suriname, President Desi Bouterse Tuesday hinted that the arrest of his 41-year-old son in Panama last week may have been part of a wider plan to disrupt progress within the Union of American States. Dino Bouterse was held on drugs and gun-related charges last Thursday at the request of U.S. authorities, just as South American heads of state were gathering in Paramaribo for their annual summit. "They chose a perfect moment. I couldn't have done it better, and I have to respect that. Fortunately, it didn't reach its intended goal," Bouterse told a news conference on Tuesday. Bouterse was traveling on a diplomatic passport, had been indicted for trafficking 10 kilos of cocaine last July. The indictment alleges that together with fellow suspect Edmund Munslag, who was also arrested last Thursday in Trinidad, Dino Bouterse has been involved in the trafficking of drugs since 2011. At his arraignment in New York on Friday, Bouterse pleaded guilty, and law enforcement officials in the United States says he faces a maximum term of life in prison. President Bouterse, speaking on the arrest of his son for the first time, said the family had been severely affected by the arrest. He said he informed his fellow UNSAR leaders of the arrest and was touched by the expressions of sympathy and support, but still remained cautious not to let it become a UNASUR affair. Buters said that 2 UNASUR presidents nonetheless offered the services of their legal counsels for Dino's defense. He did not disclose the names of these presidents. Buters will reappear in court again on September 9th, and President Buters said he's keeping a close watch on the judicial proceedings, but will respect any decision by the presiding judge. He told reporters that the security notice issued by the U.S. Embassy there after Dino's arrest came across as paranoid. Opposition legislators have called on President Buters to resign. Members of the main opposition New Front wrote to Buters asking him to disclose what Dino Buters was doing abroad and why he was traveling on a diplomatic passport when he was arrested. Opposition legislator Asikumar Gajadian has also called for President Buters' resignation, saying in any normal democracy the president would step down over such a serious issue. You're watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Hey, excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. This your boy Wyclef John, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.